How's it going, everybody? My name's Charles McGregor, and oh, geez, I'm already running out of voice. I don't know what's going on. And I am back working on some more tools stuff, more tools development. How's it going, everybody? But yeah, I'm going to be doing some working on my debug console that I was working on last time. This time I'm going to be adding in console commands, so you can actually like type in things and like do things beyond just looking at an error log. So yeah, that's largely the main thing that I'm going to be doing. So you should be able to type in like, I don't know, like unlock all levels, and then it'll unlock all the levels or something like that. That's kind of where I'm going. I have a couple of ideas on how I want to approach this. I've done a couple of variations of this before. I've also seen other implementations based off of like projects that I've been on and how other people implemented said like debug console stuff or like functions and things like that. I have some ideas on how I want to do this. I think I'm going to go with the simple version of this first, so that I don't have to try and figure out like all of the different intricacies of how to manage everything, how to manage all the different like parameters that you might want to add. So like say that you wanted to say add 50 boxes or something like that. I'm going to allow for that, but if I was like add 50 large boxes of this particular size, like those kind of things, I'm going to wait on before I'm going to expand on that hopefully in the future. And I also want to make it so that like this works for, I can drop this into any project that I'm working on. And then I can just be like, all right, now it's done. It's inside of the thing. It's basically your cheats menu. And like that would be something where it would more or less be easy to put in and then add in like the bespoke functions. So things like if it was Omni Gear, it'd be like add health or add a power up or the like damage something, like things like that, where I can just like quickly do something or quickly test something by typing inside of the debug console. That's kind of where I'm at. Also, I want to standardize some of the like if I wanted to do like an F5 or F6 or something like that and like press a button, I want to have that be standardized in a way in which I can be like, oh, you just look over here inside of this function to find out what these buttons are, or ideally the console itself would tell you what exactly all those buttons do. So that way I don't have to try and relay that to like a team that I'm working with or anything like that. They can just press or like open up the console and then click on like help or something like that. And then boom, they're good. So yeah, that's largely what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be trying to figure out how exactly I want to approach doing this stuff. But the first things first is I'm going to set up the UI for all the console stuff. And then I'll probably grab from an older script that I've made that it's a little bit more, it's kind of relevant to this style or whatever, what I'm trying to do of like commands and stuff, but I'll pick and choose. So yeah, might as well get started. Not much else to talk about or anything like that, but here we go. So I guess I can do a quick overview of what we did last time, which last time, first, I guess that is most obvious. We added a couple buttons at the top. One of them being you can now make this full screen, or you can not minimize it. I guess you can make it a window version. It's not really a window version, but ideally this will eventually become a windowed version that you can resize and position to be wherever you want it and whatnot. But so yeah, we have this going on, and then we have if I throw up some errors, look at those errors. I guess that's not an error and that's not an error, but you know what I mean. So you can see that we can now switch from, this is in full view, so you can see everything. And then when you have compact, where you just see the first line of stuff, makes it easier to, at a glance, see what's going on. If you wanted more information, you can also click so that you can expand it to get it back to full screen, or you can click full view and it opens everything. And then we added in filters, so you can have it so that all I want to see are errors, and then you can just see the errors. Or I just want to see the info, like any debug.logs that I add. I just want to see those right now. That's one way in which you can change that stuff. Or you can be like, I don't need all these warnings. I know that I have a bunch of warnings and things like that. So that is where I'm at with everything so far. But the main thing that I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to have it so that there's another window, or another view, I guess. No, another window, a tab would make more sense. Another tab that then shows, oh, okay, you can switch between this view, which would be, I guess, the console view, and I guess they're both console. The console view and the terminal view. There you go. Yeah, I've come up with the class name. So like this would be the console view, and then there's the terminal view, because this also aligns with the console view for Unity and whatnot. So yeah, that's more or less kind of where I'm at. Moving on, trying to think about, okay, so yeah, basically what I'm going to be doing here is let's look at how do I make a tabbed version, or have it so that you can switch between different tabs up here. I already have a thing up here. I think that, let me think. I think that it probably would make sense to have a two-tiered system. So it would be kind of similar to this, where you have at the top, there's the menu bar, and then down here, there's like a tabbed space. I think I would flip that so that the menu bar that has like all of the things that are related to this window. So here, this is the full view, the compact view. I think I want to flip that and have it so that the tabs are at the top, and then the other information about like the stuff that is relevant to the current open tab is below that. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense, which means this here is going to be not in line with this, because this should be a global thing. It doesn't matter what tab you're in. You should be able to change whether or not you have this thing in full screen or not. And then this stuff is going to be more bespoke to the tab. So let's try and do that. The one thing that I was thinking was, do I use the menu system for this? And I'm like, well, this is like exactly what I want to use the menu system for. I just am thinking about, like, if I want to remove this console stuff from the project. So like there's no like tendrils going in and being like, oh yeah, this is how all these things. Yeah, that's the thing that I'm kind of thinking about. But I think that I would want to use the menu system. Yeah, I'm gonna say I want to use the menu system. Oh, look at that. I already have console. Cool. I'm trying to think. This actually, I need to change things. Right. Okay. So how do I want to actually change things? So I think that I want this console one to change to be like the container for everything. So we're gonna just call this panel. And then we're gonna go and make a new UI menu system menu, and call this console. There we go. And then grab these, except for, no, hold up. We want to grab Yeah, I guess, yeah, grab these, put this in here, and then move this out, actually outside of it. And then this here also I want to move outside of. Boom. Okay. I mean, that looks messy, but that's okay. Jeez, I can talk. I can talk. And then, sorry, I was distracted. And then I want to go in and change the buttons. So I want to make it so that there's the header area. Might want to actually just go in and make one for this. Yeah, like this. We call this, I guess, buttons. And then we'll make these left, right. Drag these into here. Make this at the top. Cool. Then what do we do? We go to, so yeah, I want to have this be here. What do we do? If there's going to be a tabbed view, let's actually just copy this, make this its own thing. Change left here instead of compact and view. We go, whoops, we select. There we go. And we'll just make a new one. Whoops, a new one. And call it not buttoned, but console. And terminal. We do those two. Yeah. These should be toggles instead, which I'll make them toggles. But for now, for now this works. I'm trying to also think about, like, how do I make it so that this is easily readable from a distance, especially if I'm like working on a console or like console game, or something that is more for a TV experience. I'd love to have this be easily readable from sitting further away back, but I also want to utilize all the space and things, so that's another thing. Yeah, so we have all of this stuff. I'm gonna turn this off. Okay, you're right. And then this should just have nothing. I can have something if I want to. Oh, I guess, yeah, I do want to have something there. This. The full screen button. Okay, so this is more or less what I'm looking for. And then I want the console. What I could do is like just do this and say, this is where the console is. Honestly, I kind of want to do that. Okay, we're gonna actually do that. And the reason for that is, what if I did this? How's that? That's just a little bit too close to the top. Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna get a little closer here just to make sure that I'm okay. Me being really anal about how all this stuff works. Okay, so that's fine. We're gonna now move this here to be there. Change this to go up there. Sure. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Messages could also move up. I don't need all the space there. Yeah. Okay, and then the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make a page. Essentially. All right, I just do this. I bring this down to this level, and then I grab console, put it here, and call this pages. And so there, this is where I can just, now I can just be like, here, let's make a new menu. Whoops. Let's redo that. Go here, make a new menu. I really love the fact that I can do that as quickly as I can. And terminal. Cool. Sweet. And then to test this, I just say terminal. What am I doing? Menu. Where's it? There we go. Menu system, script. I probably could have just typed it into add component, but whatever. And we do both of these. And we say terminal. And we say console. And then, oh, no, we're good. We say console. And then from here, what I will do is I will, oh yeah, nice. It's okay. I think, yeah, at this point I go in here and I guess I'll just type in terminal just so that I can see it. Let's go change the font. Oh, is it? Yeah, it is. I still haven't changed that or updated that. I keep forgetting to do that offline. It's just looking for other fonts than the one that I'm currently using. Okay, but whatever. We just have that there just so that we can see what that actually looks like. Or when I switch it, I can now click say I'm saving because, you know, I'm just gonna go save. Oh, before I do this, I need to go here, do menu system or menu manager. This is not the main menu manager. I never want this to be the main menu manager. Jeez, because yeah, that would be not good. The starting out one, I will say, is the console, and then that's it. Yeah, I think I'm good there. I click play. Error. Oh wow, I get an error. Dope. What's the error? Right. Oh, I have duplicated too well. That's really, honestly, the fact that just happened, and it just like showed up and I was not thinking about it. Like, this is not a planned error and it just showed up and I'm like, oh wait, let me look at the, I'm like, oh wow, this did help. And was kind of cool. So this console filter thing, this is only for the console area, not this buttons view up here. I don't think that there's any other buttons that I have to worry about, right? Full screen. Oh yeah, that is what it is. Okay, I think we're good there. And then yeah, it's just console stuff. Okay, so now let me save that, play. There we go. Okay, so we have the console, and then I click terminal. There's the terminal, and there's the console. Sweet. So that is, yeah, more or less what I want, at least to start out with. And now I can put in, basically the tools, not the tools, the UI to type in stuff. So let me go and do that. I wonder if it makes more sense to have the starting which one it starts with be an like whatever you last selected, because I feel like that is probably a thing that I would want, where it's like, oh, okay, I want it to be, you know, I selected the terminal so I can type in stuff and whatnot, and then I'm in the middle of testing things and I click play, and then I end the test, I make my changes, and then I want to get back to that state, so I want to go into the terminal right away. Yeah, I would probably want to have it so that it's in the same spot. I'll deal with that in the future. Whoops, I did not mean to open up version control because I do not have Unity version control on this project. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking, where it's like, oh, if I have it so that that particular thing, or like I'm working in that particular tab, I would probably want to have it so that that tab is always selected, because right now I want to have that tab to be selected first instead. So I might just to make my life easier, I'm going to just select that as the first one while I am building this. But yeah, I think I'll want to have that same functionality, the same editor stuff that I was showing off here, and I should probably extend to the full view, compact view thing. So, okay, so we got this. We're gonna get rid of this, and then we go in here and work on adding in the different areas. So let's do a very basic version of the input field. Yeah, we do a very basic version of the input field. I'm just gonna put it like all the way down here. Yeah, sure. I wanna, oh yeah, that's one thing that I do want to do. It's like, I want it to just automatically be able to line up with that. Yet here I am and I can't do that. That's unfortunate. So we're gonna just kind of eyeball it for now, and then I'll try and set this up so that I can do that in the future. But we do that, and then I want to add in a text box. Oh wait, no, I don't want to add in a text box. I'll just use this current one. Current text box. There we go. Do that. Bring that up here, and then this will be set to bottom left. Cool. So theoretically, if I was like, this is a test, and then I entered a new command, this is another test, then like, yeah, this is a thing that I could show off here. I don't want it to be this big. This is very large. That's pretty good. 24. Again, I do want to have it so that you can read it from afar. 22 is a little bit small. Though that is also another thing that I want to do for this entire thing, is have a like a settings thing for user preferences in game, so that like you would have it so that, yeah, this is an adjustable thing. You can just change the size of the text and whatnot, or like change the opacity of the console and things like that. I would love to have that be its own thing, in addition to the editor settings, where it's like, I want these particular things surfaced inside of this console stuff. That, again, that's a little bit further on. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I like this as the size and position. I'm trying to think. Do I want other things there? Or do I need to consider other things? I think there's one other thing that I would want to consider. I don't think that I want to, or the way in which I want to. Let me think for a sec. Okay, the thing that I'm thinking about is I think that I would also want to, in addition to like, you know, being able to type in stuff, having something that I could I can like click on or something like that. It's kind of similar to like being able to click like formatting and stuff like that. That's what I am essentially thinking about. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. So I don't know yet. We'll also make this bigger. Whoops. There we go. Make this bigger. And then we'll make the input field bigger as well. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking is do I want to have it so that there's like the possibility of this being smaller, I have other buttons here, or like this being smaller and I have a label here. It doesn't really matter at this point, I guess, because I can, yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point. I can make that decision later. So I'm going to make that decision later. Cool. Now let me try and, oh, I also need to worry about like scrolling, scroll view, but I'll deal with the scroll view in a sec. Let's stylize this thing because I am me and I have to have everything look good. We're gonna do this. Now, are we gonna do this? Because if you were typing, whoops, if you were typing a mountain of text, I would want it so that it is, yeah, I think I don't actually want to change that. Change the font size though to be 24, right? Yeah, I think that's what I said, 24. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think I know what I'm trying to do here. We go to here, nope. Here we remove this because like I said, almost every single time that I do these, I like having separate objects for the background. Cool. And then this will have the circle, rounded circle. I'm just gonna go click here and grab a rounded circle. I don't know why I didn't say background for that. I normally do. Rounded square. I don't know. I said rounded circle. Everything's going well in on my end. We do that and then we change the font. The font to be regular. Is it regular? I think it's regular. Yes. Cool. Okay. And then I want the background to be, do I want the background to also, yeah, I guess. Yeah, we just do that. We copy component, go here, place this here, there, change this to be both these. Well, okay. Change this to be white. Change this to be white. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Then what we want to do is text view for it. text area, I want to change to not be, well, first, why did suddenly my, oh, that's why. I'm like, why did that suddenly change? I think I must have accidentally pressed the thing. I'm going to save real quick. I don't remember if me changing the text area. Yeah, I think me changing the text area size is the thing that I want, which is cool. There we go. That is looking all right. It's looking decent. Click play. Right. Gonna want to respect the size of everything. So let's go and do that. I need to do that for both. So this will be at the bottom and this will be everything. Okay, so now let's play. All right. And yes, now it's respecting that. This is a test. Cool. Yeah, that is looking almost right. That's looking a little off. And the reason for that, yeah, the reason for that is because of that thing, the alignment thing that I just did. Because I could do this and then it's like, oh yeah, that looks correct. Let me think if okay, what if we did that? What if we also changed this from single line to multi-line, new line? And I go, this test, I'm making this longer. And I want this to change based off of the size of this. And that's where, yeah, that's where I would like to update this. I could do a scroll bar here. Yeah, I want to do a scroll bar here. Sorry, I'm trying to think of how exactly I want to pull off all these things that I want to do. The multi-line thing, I'm not going to actually have multi-line, new line. I'm going to have the submit or a single line. Yeah. Oh, the point size here, I need to change that to here to be 24. That's why. Okay. I'm gonna do this. And then I'm gonna actually go and try and figure out the sizing stuff. Because I did have to do this on a project that I was currently working on, where I had an input field and it had to change the size, the scroll bar size, or adjust the width, the height, based off of whatever you're typing. Oh man, I'm doing all right. All right. Speaking of doing all right, how's everybody doing? Clearly I'm doing fine. But yeah, that's one thing that I want to try and figure out. So if I wanted to do this, let's say, right, we have a mask. Okay, so we have a mask here for all this stuff. I could use my dynamic text box, but where do I use it? I guess at the top. I'm gonna check the text box. Preferred size, there, yeah. Before I do that, let me put the pivot at, is it 0? I always forget if it's, which way is which. Yes, it's 0. And then I say preferred, yeah, preferred size. Cool. The minimum size Actually, do I want the minimum size to be 48? 40, not 48, 46? Jeez. I think so. So we'll do minimum height 46. Ah, man, it really that again, it really is awesome that I can utilize like things that I made on stream and whatnot, like this dynamic text box and stuff. Or like other tools that I made, and I could just be like, it's time for me to actually use this in context of something, and it works. That is something I do like. So yeah, that is a thing I like doing. I don't know why that is freaking out though. Let's try and think about that. Okay. I'm gonna just say 48, and then I do this. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Is it because it's an input field? If I said 45 or 40, and it doesn't do that. Okay. Interesting. It's probably because of the input field here. Then let's try and just do this. Cool. I'm gonna just type some random stuff. Oh wow, I'm doing a bunch of stuff. Ooh, yeah, since this is doing that, I think I want it to wrap, but I don't know how to make it so that it wraps. Go to text component, wrapping enabled. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so yeah, this is now what it's supposed to look like. Blah 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 blah. This is now going up. That is what I'm looking for, and I click enter, and then it would submit it and whatnot. So that's looking correct. The thing that's not looking correct is this part. This is not respecting the fact that that is happening, which is fine. Which is fine because I haven't done that part yet. So let's do that part. Should be fairly straightforward. We do one of these. And then essentially I can do the exact same thing that I did up here, just down here. Not the input field, but this stuff, put that, yeah, put these things in, these things in here. Cool. Make this layout element flexible height. Cool. And then go in here and do layout or vertical. Ooh. And then don't force it. Well, yeah, I guess force expand all these things. Okay. Well, don't, oh, not the height. Put the width. Yes. Yeah. There. There we go. The child controls the height. Don't force expand the height. I'm doing all right. Okay. Pressing, or doing this, giving it some space. We'll look at the console. Yeah, let's just look at this. We have 30. So we'll do 30. 30 from the left, 30 from the right, and 30 from the bottom. There we go. And we'll not have that at the top because I think, let's just confirm this. I'm gonna just fill this up. Sorry for the flashbang there. Yeah, because I want that to be the top bit. Cool. Don't need that. Just did that for testing. All right, so now that has happened, I am now going to test this. So I click, I save, play. And now then when I am typing a very long message, oh, I forgot I did that in play mode. Let me go and change that. Change this to be wrapping enabled. You click play. Okay, now I go do this, blah, blah, blah. Why did it not? Oh, it set it back to disabled. Is there a wrapping mode on here? Content, single line, anchor. I don't remember. Yeah, there's, I guess, multi-line. Is that what I gotta do? Here, let's try that. Because I thought multi-line submit meant you can, okay, yeah, that's what it is. You gotta do multi-line submit. I totally thought that multi-line submit allowed for doing that. Doing like those types of stuff. Not, okay. Me trying to reinvent the wheel. But as you can see, this is getting much larger and everything is getting pushed up based off of whatever I am submitting. So that's working nice, which is nice. And all of that stuff is reacting correctly. Oh, I want to change how this works. We go here, select that, and then we copy these settings. I need to make these be prefabs so that I can use this in other scenarios. Which I think I'll just do. Yeah, this is the only thing that is actually not a thing that I want to keep from place to place, but that is, again, also fine. Do the, what is it? Right, that's what I'm trying to do. Go here, copy the pressed button. Right, there we go. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, it's doing, highlights it correctly. Things are being highlighted. I click on the thing. Yeah. Cool. Highlight, do that stuff. It's one thing that I don't know if I want. I guess since this is the terminal, highlighting everything might be useful when you first click on the thing. But when you select the thing, or when you press enter, it will no longer have text here. So that's one thing I gotta think about. But that's a little bit more nuance. Okay. Cool. Well, here. There. I guess I could also have a button here that says send or submit. If I really wanted to. Either way. Actually, I do want to have a button there if I want to allow for controller to work. I'll do that, I guess, after this. Okay, so we have this, and now let's do, like, you be able to submit to this. Basically kind of like you're doing like a chat log or something. So let's go in here. This is This here, let's do, there's too many things. Hold up. Do that. Then go to tools, debug console, script or scripts, and then say debug terminal. Do I want a terminal or manager? I think terminal, because this is, I don't think that there's like, I don't think there's going to be a separate thing. Oh, a separate thing to look at, like a display in a manager kind of situation, because this is so tied together. All right, cool. I don't need this. For these, I will be looking at this. Well, I will be looking at this though, eventually, but I'm not doing that right now. So public text mesh pro. What? You GUI. What? Why are you now finishing that? Using TM. Yeah. All right. Then we have terminal object, or not text. No, it's the input field. There we go. Input field. And then with the input field, we do public void. Yeah, not void. Void awake input field on and edit. No, on submit. Yeah. Add listener. And then I need to do something. Add listener. Void. Submit. Command. Or I guess execute. So execute command. Command. Yeah, I call it command, I guess. And then what I'll do is say terminal text.text plus equals command. For now. I say terminal text equals that. Should just equal clear. There we go. Oh, I do that, and then input field dot clear. Is it no input field? Is there not just a clear? All right. Well. Okay. We go. Click play. And then I type in. Well, I don't type in anything because I didn't put that on the on the thing. Here we go. Put that there. Put this for the terminal text. This for the input. Let's actually type what this is. Terminal text, and then input field. There we go. And then this is the I guess content. There you go. Like play. Yeah, everything was submitted. Okay. And then I say this is a test. Cool. That didn't do exactly what I was hoping it would do. Because it added in the new line. Why did it add the new line in there? That text? No, I guess, yeah, set text without notifying. Will that work? Or, I mean, it sounds like it's a race condition. Because one thing is happening over the test. Yeah. I also want to reselect the input field. If you type in something, which I do have something I can look at for this. I think I've already solved this problem. And we're gonna look at this stuff that I've already used to solve said problem, but I gotta remember where it is. There it is. That. There, bingo. There we go. So this is actually like for a bingo thing. Oh, it's just for the name. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. Entry, yeah. This might be it. This, yes, okay. On submit. Okay, so yeah. I was working on a bingo software that interfaces with like bingo sync and lockout.live. That kind of bingo, like speed run bingo. Not just regular old bingo stuff. But this required me to also allow me to just type in an input field and then reselect it and stuff. So I could just grab this information here and do the same thing. Reset on deactivate. Okay. Input. Reset. Oh. Input field. Reset on deactivation equals true. Yes. Now I am now remembering how this this worked, and I had to do this weird quirk where I deactivate the field and then reactivate it, and then that should work. That should fix the problem. I do remember this. Okay. Now I've done that. Love being able to reference other things that I've worked on so I don't have to do it again. All right, test. Didn't work. Oh wait, no, it did work. It did select it. It's just it also added in the enter test. This is a test. Okay, well it kind of worked. Oh, I need to add in the new line here. Plus new line. Why? Oh yeah, that's only a single line. So this quirk yeah, this quirk basically is not a problem. But now it's a problem because it's multi-line. Oh, it still didn't work. What? Did I not save that? No, I didn't save it. Test. Test. Ing. More tests. Okay, it's almost there. That's working. This isn't. Let's see. Let's think about how. Yeah, let's think about how or why this isn't working. Adding in the command, I do the command. Is there another input field on deselect, submit, text selection, validate input? Yeah, I don't think that there's. Restore original text on escape. Okay, no. I don't think that there is a way for me to make this work. Well, make this work without adding in that end thing. So let's go check out the input field and try and figure this out. There's the font asset. I love how I'm just like doing everything incorrectly for the input field. Let's go and change that. There. Yeah, it is not true. Whatever. Anyway, soft read only on when you press enter. I want it to not. What if I said single line? Because that's ultimately what I want. If I said single line, I said test. Yeah, so that's what I want. But now when I get too long, it keeps going. Not what I want. And what I want to do instead is allow it to wrap like this, but I can't do that because it overrides it when you're here. And that's why multi-line submit would be nice, right? But then it adds that enter there. No, it's not actually adding the enter there. So even if I didn't have multi-line submit, I had single line submit, right? Even if I did that, if I go here, it's not adding the enter here. Okay. Something I'm learning. All right, well, I guess let's try and figure out why that is. I don't need this. I don't think I need this anyway, because it automatically is doing that. Roll text plus that. And then I say, hey, set this text to this. And then the thing is being updated. Let's try and figure out the timeline. Input field on the view chain. Test. And this is where I would love actually, yeah, debug.log. What am I debugging here? Value. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I do this. I say test. Okay, that is correct. Now if I say enter, oops, enter, it didn't change. It didn't. Interesting. If I say multi-line, and I say clear. Yeah, okay. So that happened. Whoops. Like this. Well, yeah, that's. On update selected. That's the thing that's being fired. Input field. Oh, come on. Input field on update selected is happening. On deactivate, activate, on activate. This is not the text selection that I want to. Okay, let's think. What if instead of doing this, I get rid of this? We do single line, or yeah, we do single line, and then input field dot text. Is it text component that I want here? Yes. Text component dot wrapping. I just change it in code. What if I just did that? Test. Testing. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. That works. Also, if I go to here, if I go to here, this doesn't happen because of what? And now if I go here and start typing and whatnot, and I go here, now you start to see the stuff. Although it doesn't update that. Oh. That's interesting. even though all these things exist, it's not updating them. Oh, they don't even exist. Okay. I think I know why that's happening. I think it's because this display is not on. Yeah, it's because this display is not on and I need this to be on. So if I move this to pages, yeah, let's try that. But also solve the problem. Cool. Blah, blah. Console. Oh, there was an error. Hold up. Oh, there's an error. Why is, okay, well. Oh. I love how the debug console has its own error and it has to display the error as well. That's really funny. Ooh, this is also not a thing. Console filter. Layout. Oh, okay. Oh, right, because this has not been set yet. Okay, well, easy fix. If it not equal null. Oh. If Twitter not equal null. There we go. Sorry with the mic. Yeah, we do this. Copy, paste, copy, paste, save. All right. I love how I got sidetracked with this. We're almost there to the command part. Okay. Typing, no errors. There we go. It's all there. And yeah, as you can see, this is, yeah, there's a lot. And that's why compact view doesn't work. Oh, interesting that compact view, like I can't change this. Oh, I think I know why. Again, we go to here. This is no longer pointing to the correct spot. Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, needs to point here, here. Full compact. Blah, blah, blah. Go here, compact. There you go. Now you can see it's getting bigger as things go on, which is funny, but yeah, that's more or less what we needed to do. Cool. I wonder if actually I should move this to the canvas, because the canvas will always be present and available. Yeah, I might want to actually move this to be on the canvas. Okay. I'm going to actually put this on the canvas then. Let's put this on the canvas and then do everything that I just did again. Because the canvas will not be deactivated. Even if it was, it's not present, it does not be, or it will not become deactivated. Do this, cool. This, compact. Cool. And then we go to what? Oh, the filters. And then we go here and there. Play. Cool. There Clear that. Compact view. Awesome. Don't show. Cool. Okay. All cool. This also is making me want to be like, well, let's have an intermediate one where it just shows like the three, basically just like a shows 3 or 2 or something like that, because this is a lot. Yeah, this is a lot for a stack trace, but I also am glad that I added in basically highlighted the text. Okay, anyway, moving on. Whoop. Okay, so that's working. We go back here. Not with this, not with this, but this. Get rid of this. No longer need it. All right, click play. Test. There it is. More testing. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Oh, right. I forgot. Also, it shows up there. Cool. So we have that. Well, now if I do 1, 2, 3 here, it doesn't work. If you do, because the top number keys and the numpad are different things, which I guess you probably wouldn't notice or know that if you don't code. All right, so let's think about what's next. Now I have the text there. Now I need to be able to parse said text and then do something about that. So this is, we don't need this anymore, but this is where I look at this here. So this is the inline glyph stuff that I have for the, basically to be able to have all the button prompts dynamically change inside of text. This is what the glyph inline sprite script is. It is a fairly large and kind of clunky, admittedly clunky script. But what I'm going to do here instead is I have a parse commands thing. This is not going to be as intense. The reason why this is a little bit more intense and fairly clunky is because I needed to try and think of like multiple parameters and whatnot. I am not going to do that here. So I am going to just do, so there's execute command, and then I'll do parse. What? Parse command. String command. We do parse command. Command. There we go. And I want out of this to make an inline command. Basically make another inline command equivalent, and what that is just a struct that, yeah, it's just as a function in a variable. So I'm just gonna copy that here. Bam, inline command. Inline command. Cool. Oh. Cool. Inline command. Next command. I kind of like that nomenclature. Kinda. And return next command. Or I guess I should probably say target command. Target command. Okay. command function equals variable equals, right? So essentially this is what I'm doing, is I'm trying to parse the two different things. And I will parse the text by saying text or command text split command. Wait, I think it's just character, right? Then this gives me string command or values. Sure. And then I would say values 0, values 1. If values is dot length is greater value dot length is greater than 1. Else target command variable equals save. Target command debug log target command. I don't actually know if that's going to work. I don't think that's going to work. Target command function plus target command variable. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Click this. And we see. All right. Target or test. Okay. Yeah, it's test in that. If I said set boxes, let's say that set box is 45. Set and box. There we go. Cool. So now we have that working, which is good. Now I need to think about how exactly I'm going to deal with this information. So now I have inline commands. I guess I didn't really need that. I now have inline commands. I parse things in a very simple way. Again, I'm going to do the very simple version of this first, versus me trying to get all of the like edge cases or very complex commands and functions and whatever, or like optional parameters, all that stuff. I just want to have a very simple version of this first, so that this is the thing that I could just like drop, I can test. I want to test this, figure out the things that I actually want in this feature set. So we have that, and we have them parsed in. Here is the function, and here is the variable for said function that I can pass in. I don't have to do those things, but I can do those things. So we have that. We're going to, let's do what? So now we have this parse and we have the execute. So I think what makes the most sense now is if I was like, I guess I test out, or I look for said commands. Like have a command list that it looks through. Execute the command. So I now have the thing. I now show the command on here. And then I will then add, I should then add the result of the command. I guess this is not really executing the command. This is submit. This is submit command. Submit command. And avoid string execute command. Command. And what this does, parse the command, right? Execute command. Cool. And what this does is result. Do this plus result. Or let's not do that. Let's just do this. If terminal text dot, no, not terminal text. If string is null or empty, result, it is not that, then terminal text text plus equals result plus new line. Okay, now we do a switch on command. For now, what I'm just gonna do is case test break. I want to make everything command dot to lower. Yeah. I want to make it so that you don't have to be as precise with the syntax for this stuff, just because I think that it would be kind of annoying. I should also have it so that it just trims it. So if you add a space at the beginning, it's not basically make it so that it's not like as stringent on like, oh, is everything correct? Oh no, I want an inline command. I don't actually want ooh, hold up. Hold up, let me do this. Have the function be the thing that is dot to lower dot trim. Cool. And then have this be dot trim, because this might be something that is actually case sensitive. We do this. Instead of this, we do inline command. We say command dot function. That's the thing that is actually being tested here. And then I just say, yeah, if it equals test, bring result. Result equals. Hey, how's it going? It's going all right for me. I've been largely, well, I guess for today, I've largely just been doing debugging consoles, which is fairly meta. But yeah, how are you doing? Okay, we have result. We're gonna say this. Well, I don't know. I'm yelling it. This is a test. I guess I am still ultimately yelling it because I put a exclamation point. Result failed debugging. Oh yeah, failed to find function. I'll be a little bit more specific there later. Result, return result. There we go. All right. I'll give you the rundown on what I have been working on. Okay. Oh, I did not click play. Oh, no, I did click play. There is an error. Debug string. Did I not? I need target command. There we go. Okay, now it's doing the whole thing. Do the press play. Okay. There we go. Now I type in test. This is a test. Sweet. If I type in anything else, cool. Fail to find function. Cool. Okay. All right. So what I am up to is I'm working on an in-game debug console. So that if I make a build, I can open up this and basically be able to type in whatever I want. In this case, I can type in like test and then it'll execute the command test, or I can, if I was smart, be like set health 51 and then it would set the health to 51. Things like that. That's one of the things, but that's what I was working on. And then last time I worked on all these, like also a console log to see, oh, hey, look, you can see all this stuff, and you can make it all compact and just show the logs or just the things, basically mirroring this with a couple of other features and stuff. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. What you been up to, if I may ask? But all right, one other thing I want to do is I want to make this, like when there's a warning, essentially, change the color to not be that color. So let's do private color. Do I want to have a last field private color warning color equals color dot yellow, and then we do color dot utility color utility. I can type to HTMLs. I'll do this. What is it? The warning color. Instead, actually, what I'm gonna do is grab this, do this. There. Oh, yeah. I say color equals, and then that. Oh wait, do this, and then that. Failed to find function. I should really come up with a better thing for that. That is what it is. Click that. Okay. Cool. Do test. Do A. Failed to find function. Wait. Oh yes, I did ask a question. What were you up to recently, and what have you been doing? You're totally good. Okay, so yeah, that is working all right. I think what I would like for the default color to be like, this is a success message. So let's do that. Serialize field, private color, success color equals color dot green. Cool. Ooh, if I do this, yeah, if I do this, I would like for it to, I'd like to not have to do this for every single one. So let's then actually not have to do this for every single one. How do I want to handle that? So I can do cool success equals false for now. And then based off success. Navigating with Godot. Gotcha. Yeah, to find a real job. No, that is fair. I haven't looked too much recently in terms of like, yeah, what is out there for Godot users. My brother has been looking and stuff, and like he was saying that it's not like a zero amount of like Godot users, but it's still heavily Unreal and Unity for specifically for like indie devs out there. So I know the feel. Okay, so based off of the result, if success, there we go. Oop. I guess I will not need this. If success result equals equals this string. Why am I blanking on string? There we go. Equals this plus result plus color. Else do this. So this should be success color. Oh no, I say true here. And then if this should be result success false. There we go. I think I like that as a function, as a way in which that would work. Let's try and see. I say test, it's green. If I say A, it failed. I guess I should probably make that red instead of red. I should probably make that red so that if it fails, but if you type in a thing, but it's looking for a variable, which is going to be next, that should be the warning. Warning. Well, yeah. Actually, yeah. No, let's we'll say warning and then actually do error for private color. Oh, color error color equals color dot red. And then do this one, keep this one to yellow. There we go. Let me change this to be if it's success. If it's not, error. Cool. Okay. Happy with, oh, Slay the Spire. Ah, nice. good visualization. Yeah, I've heard great things about Slay the Spire too. I never actually played Slay the Spire, even though I have made a game that was inspired by it. A couple of people, More Than You Can Chew was that, and people on the team had played it, and I am very familiar with like the game and how the gameplay works, and I've seen not as much gameplay as like other things that I I guess I consume, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we got this terminal thing here. We click play. I drank some water. And then I type test. And then I type A. There we go. That is more or less what I'm looking for. Cool. So yeah, now the next thing I want to do is type in we type in case set value break. Okay, so now if I do set value then I want to grab the command function. No, if command dot variable string is null command variable, and result equals requires. Ooh, actually, yeah. How do I have it so that I I show the yellow instead of that? This should be this should be int success equals true. So second equals 1. Yeah, I don't like that. What we're gonna do is just make a public enum. I do private enum. Command success. There we go. Have to go. Oh yeah, no worries. Thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate that. Command success. And we do success. We do warning, and we do error. I can type. Okay. I don't know if I need those. Yeah, well, I guess we do that. We go in here, and then instead we make this command success equals success. There you go. And then instead, what this is command success equals warning. Or no, this equals error. This equals error warning. Okay. And then we do, instead of this, we have a success. There we go. We go here for success. We go here for an error, and then we do this for a warning. Cool. Again, a little bit clunky, but it works. It works. I could I guess I could make this its own function to make this a little bit more tidy. I guess, yeah, check success. Yeah, I'll do it. String check success success. What is it? Command success. Oh my goodness, success. This is getting too much. And then string return a text or returning result. Sure. No, I should just say result. Result. This, do this. Return result. X success. There. That makes that a little bit easier to read. Essentially what I'm trying to do, or the reason why I'm a little bit more preemptive for something like that, is I'm trying to think of if I were to drop this into a project and then there are other programmers that are just like, I need to add a console command to the debug. I want them to not have to worry about any of this stuff, and they just have to worry about this part here. Like they just are like, all right, I'm putting in a case for set value equals this. Set value requires a number. In this case, it actually doesn't require a number. It requires literally anything. But I do this. Let's add that. And we do this. Else. Result equals value set. Value set 2, and then command variable. Okay, yeah, we do that there. All right. Okay, so now we have that going on. We click play. I say set value. I don't say anything. Why did it not find set value? Interesting, because set value is right there. What did it? Oh, right. Oh, yeah, that is a problem. The reason why this is a problem is like, it's really easy for me to just type in a lowercase v. I want this. Or yeah, I want this to be like, you don't have to be extremely stringent on this stuff. But if I yeah, I'm trying to think. I want you to not be stringent on this, but if I was a programmer working on this, right, or working on this, like I said, I only want you to care about this stuff. I don't want you to like change this to be a thing. Yeah. Or I don't want you to have to do that. I don't know. I guess I'll be more stringent, I guess, so that I can do this. Okay, now I could play. I say set value. Okay, that didn't work. No, if it is null, whoops, not, oh boy. Oh, okay. So now what we do, I need to change the caret stuff. Set value requires a number. Set value 12. Value set to 12. All right. Okay. I think that works. I think the main thing also there is that again, if I was a programmer working on this and I wanted to add a command, and essentially I just want to be like, I just want to make this simple and easy. Honestly, I don't want you to have to mess with any of this stuff. I just want you to mess with this. I might want to make like a partial class in order to avoid like you having to deal with this. Like it would make this part extremely straightforward as to where, like how all of this stuff works. But I think I'm going to do that later just because I want to know all of the different things that I want to surface in that class, that partial class. But that is beside the point. Anyway, so, okay, so we got this going on, which is nice. We have this that gives me a warning if given the opportunity. Cool. So all this is working. I mean, yeah, that is what it is. So yeah, I think that at this point, I would be able to make a custom variable or a custom command that would execute something based off of whatever variable. If I wanted to really give this like the go that I could be like command int. Do I want int? No, I'll do float. Try parse command dot variable.
This isn't even a real dubstep.
Out float result. Float. Yeah, float result. Yeah, we do that. Unnecessary result. What?
Dubstep.
Add result. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's. No, we do that anyway. Float result, and then bool is float. Or is float is false. And instead, I'm actually gonna do this just to make sure, just to make sure that is working. Anyway, click play. We do set value. Hey, fires a number. Set value 20.4. 20 point or 12.4 is 12.4. Okay. Well, yeah, that's that's more or less what I was looking for. Yeah, I think that does it. Oh, let me actually make it so that this what do I actually want to do here? What am I thinking? There are definitely other things that I want to do. I want to have like a help function that you can use. So like you can type help and then it would do help, or like /help, I guess. That would also be one. Or honestly, just having a button that says help commands and then it would pop up a thing that shows all of the different help commands that you can do. I think that would probably be more useful in this particular situation. So I would want to do that. The other thing that I would want to do is I guess I want to actually just try this in a more thorough example, but I don't know how I would go about doing that. I'll have to think about that as I work on this stuff. But yeah, I think that today was pretty successful. I think I'm gonna call it there, but let me do the quick recap that I always do. Essentially what you see here is what you get. Is what I was up to. I more or less was working on trying to get the terminal in. So now there's a way to switch between the console and the terminal, which is nice. Let's make that compact. You can switch between the console and the terminal, and then in the terminal you can see you can type in a command like test, and then based off of whatever that is, you can have like a result and whatnot, or you can say set value, and if you don't put in a thing, it'll give you a warning. That kind of stuff is really nice to have as a foundation and template for all of the different things that we'll have later on. But yeah, that's more or less it. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. That was a very straightforward thing that I was trying to do. And I'm really excited about this momentum that I'm doing on this particular stuff. But I think the next time that I'm going to be working on or doing a live stream, I'm probably going to be working on OmniGear again. I'm going to get more of the 3D models stuff done. I think I might be actually doing some 3D modeling on stream. We'll see how that goes. I still need to draw up some more designs for the parts and stuff. I'm largely going to be focusing on the like standard parts, just so that I don't have to worry too much about having to deal with all of the different parts in the game currently and having to make all the parts like bespoke and whatnot. That would be a lot. That's a lot of work. I am planning on doing that work, but just for right now, worry about the smaller task of just this set of parts, the first set of parts. Don't worry about the other stuff. Then worry about like even doing like shader work and things like that. Anyway, regardless, yeah, the next time that I stream, I believe I'm going to be doing some OmniGear stuff. I might stream earlier than that and then work a little bit more on this. But for sure next week I will be working on OmniGear things. But then thank you once again, everybody, for watching. I hope y'all had a good time, enjoyed the entertainment, or got some work done. And I'll talk to y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. And this time I'm going to hit the correct button so that you actually see the ending here.